Good morning, America. I'm Ethan Walker, and you are watching GTN, Global Truth Network. Real news, real impact. Tonight, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi is making major diplomatic moves across Europe, and what is happening in the Netherlands right now could reshape global trade, technology, and America's strategic interests for years to come. We have the full story. Stay with us. Breaking tonight. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has touched down in Amsterdam, Netherlands. This marks the second stop of his ambitious five-nation diplomatic tour across Europe. Modi arrived to a warm and enthusiastic reception, greeted by the Indian diaspora, Dutch officials, and community leaders in the heart of Amsterdam. On his schedule today, a direct sit-down with the Dutch Prime Minister, and later this evening, a rare audience with the King and Queen of the Netherlands themselves. This is Modi's first visit to this country since 2017, 9 full years, and the timing of this trip tonight could not be more significant. Now, here is what every American watching tonight needs to understand. The world is changing fast. Global trade is under pressure. Tariffs are rising. Economic uncertainty is everywhere. And in the middle of all of this, Europe is actively searching for a new, reliable, democratic partner. And India is raising its hand. Prime Minister Modi posted on social media moments after landing. His message was clear. This visit comes at a time when the India-Europe Free Trade Agreement has given powerful new momentum to trade and investment. The key focus areas? Semiconductors, clean energy, water management, and defense innovation. These are not small topics, America. These are the industries that will define the next 50 years of global power. Let us talk semiconductors, because this is where tonight's story gets critically important for American interests. The Netherlands is home to a company called ASML. If you haven't heard that name before, write it down. ASML is the only company in the entire world that manufactures the ultra-advanced machines required to produce cutting-edge computer chips. Every major American tech company, from Apple to NVIDIA, depends on technology that flows directly through ASML. And tonight, India is sitting across the table from them. For America, this raises a serious strategic question. As Washington works to rebuild its own semiconductor supply chain here at home, India is quietly positioning itself as a key player in that global network. A strong India-Netherlands technology partnership could complement American interests, or it could compete with them. That conversation is happening in Amsterdam right now, and Washington is watching closely. Here are the trade numbers, America, and they tell a powerful story. The Netherlands is one of India's largest trade partners across all of Europe. It is also one of the single largest foreign investors in the Indian economy. And Rotterdam, the Netherlands' world-famous port, is the biggest port on the entire European continent. It's the gateway into Europe for global commerce. With the new India-Europe Free Trade Agreement now officially in place, that gateway is opening wider than it ever has been before. Indian companies are expanding, European investors are pouring money into India, and new avenues for bilateral trade are being created at a pace that is turning heads across the world. For American businesses watching tonight, take note, India is moving fast, and Europe is welcoming them with open arms. Now, amid all the high-stakes diplomacy tonight, there is one moment from this visit that is truly historic, and it has nothing to do with trade deals or technology. Tonight, the Netherlands is returning ancient copper plates to India, plates that were looted during Dutch colonial rule back in the 1700s. These are not ordinary artifacts, America. These copper plates date back nearly 1,000 years to the era of India's legendary Chola dynasty, one of the greatest and most powerful empires in the history of Asia. Engraved in Tamil and Sanskrit, these plates contain royal decrees, temple records, land grants, and detailed accounts of how the Chola Empire governed its people. Historians call them priceless, irreplaceable, a living window into one of humanity's greatest civilizations. They were taken during colonial rule,
donated to a Dutch museum in the 1800s, and tonight, after more than 300 years, they're going home. This moment is about far more than India and the Netherlands. It's about the return of history, the return of dignity, and it sends a clear message to the entire world. Stolen cultural heritage belongs to its people, always. There's one more issue on the agenda tonight that every American should pay close attention to: water. The Netherlands is the undisputed global leader in water management technology. Countries around the world, including the United States, turn to Dutch expertise when facing questions of flooding, climate resilience, and long-term water security. Tonight, India is currently facing a water crisis of historic scale. The effort to clean the sacred Ganges, severe flooding along coastal cities, devastating drought across agricultural heartlands. Tonight, Modi is seeking a deep and lasting Dutch partnership on all of it, because water security, America, is the next great global crisis, and the nations that solve it first will hold enormous power in the decades ahead. So, let us bring it all home. What does Prime Minister Modi's visit to the Netherlands mean to you, the American viewer, tonight? First, trade competition. India is aggressively building new partnerships across Europe. As Washington manages its own tariff challenges, New Delhi is quietly opening doors that could fundamentally shift global trade flows away from traditional American-centered trade routes. Second, technology. The India-Netherlands Technology Partnership brings India closer to the most advanced chip-making technology on the planet. America built its tech dominance on that technology. We cannot afford to ignore who else is gaining access to it. Third, diplomatic reach. Modi's five-nation European tour sends an unmistakable signal. India is no longer a passive player on the world stage. India is actively building alliances on its own terms with speed and confidence. And fourth, the colonial reckoning. The return of those ancient copper pleats sends a message heard around the world. Nations are being held accountable for their colonial history, and the world is watching who steps up with honor and who does not. Tonight, Prime Minister Modi stands in Amsterdam making history on multiple fronts simultaneously. Trade deals are being forged, technology partnerships are being built, and ancient artifacts stolen centuries ago are finally coming home. India is moving, Europe is responding, and America must decide how it positions itself in this rapidly shifting global landscape. Here at GTN, Global Truth Network, we will track every development, every deal, every shift in global power, because that's what real news looks like. I'm Ethan Walker. Thank you for being with us tonight. Stay informed, stay engaged, and always remember, real news, real impact. Have a good day, America. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Ethan Walker, GTN, Global Truth Network. Real news, real impact.